Good morning, fam. I am going to head into work very soon. It is a great, beautiful Thursday morning. Today, I'm actually off pretty early. I have clients all morning, but I'm off at like 1 p.m., so I'm going to get my workout, and then I am going to film probably part of the workout, put the whole thing in the description, and film some ab exercises for you. But I'm going to start off the day showing you how I make my coffee. So in the morning, I'm way too lazy to make real coffee. So I use these instant packets. This is the hazelnut one by Nescafe, and they're delicious. Would put coconut oil, but I just ran out, which is really unfortunate. So I'm gonna get going and get to work. So this is going to be my meal prep for work. This is going to be my breakfast, which I'm going to have after my first client. It's going to be like a snack. It's eggs under there, so I have 1 egg and a bunch of egg whites that I poured in. Veggies, which is just eggplant and zucchini. And an apple that I'm going to have right pre-workout. And then I use this vegan Thrive pea protein blend, and I put a scoop in there with some trail mix, and yeah. We're gonna do 2 more sets. workout meal. It's about 2 o'clock now, so I ate my first meal, which was the protein oatmeal at like 8 a.m. And then I had my second meal, which was eggs and veggies at like 11. And then I had an apple before my workout. It's like 2 o'clock now. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to have a protein coffee. There's just about a quarter of a scoop of protein in that, with some more of the pumpkin spice stevia and a little cream. And then I'm going to have this, which I've already had some of, protein popcorn while I study. Hi everyone! So I wanted to do a talk today about a lot of questions that I've been getting asked over Instagram, and I want to start out the talk. I wrote down kind of the main points that I want to talk about just so I don't ramble along and get lost, because I tend to do that. But I'm going to start out with talking about how I kind of keep my mentality in check and stay on track mentally while bulking. So I also have trouble with saying the word bulking right now, because I feel like bulking is another phase of dieting, and I feel like it's a phase of being in a diet because it sounds so structured, you know? It sounds like, all right, I was in a dieting phase, I was in a calorie deficit, and now I'm going to be in a bulking phase, which is calorie surplus. Right now I'm trying to move my head away from calories, which is something I've been working on for the past 3 months. So basically, how I keep my mentality in check, a couple things. One, accountability to myself. I have a lot of goals, and one of those is to have more freedom with food, more freedom with my relationship with loving myself, loving my body, experiencing joy in life, experiencing joy in food. And that's honestly my main goal right now, not exactly how my body's looking. In terms of health goals and fitness goals, I really want to feel stronger. I want to feel more energized throughout the day, since I do have a really busy life and I'm out of the house for basically the whole day. I'm active throughout the whole day, and I really want to be able to feel more energized and feel stronger during that time. So when it comes to knowing, like, I know that I need to be eating more. I know I need to be potentially in a calorie surplus, but I know that I don't want to think about the numbers. It comes with, I just have to hold myself accountable to doing it consistently. And if I can do it consistently, if I can consistently eat more, if I consistently do less cardio, if I consistently listen to my body and focus on the fact that it's okay to not be perfect with it. Like, it's okay if some days I eat way more and I feel guilty about it, and some days I eat less and I know I ate less and I know I should have eaten more. And it's okay to just like be okay in that moment. It's okay to trust that it's gonna pay off because you're doing it consistently. So to keep my mentality in check, I hold myself accountable. I hold myself accountable to knowing my goals, and I stick to the same goals. So I also have to tell myself again and again that this is a long-term health goal. Like, this is not something that's gonna ever happen overnight. Bulking takes a really long time when you are following a strict plan, following macros, following tracking calories, whatever, following a strict workout split. So the fact that I'm doing it intuitively, I know it's going to take longer. And that's why I'm kind of looking at it as more of a lifestyle goal. I know I need to gain weight because I know I've lost weight. And I know I want that food freedom. So I'm trying to doing it together. And obviously, when it comes to eating more, it's hard not to second guess myself. So a lot of the times when I'm adding in bigger portions, adding in more oils, more sauces, I do second guess myself. I say, like, okay, Sarah, like, you probably shouldn't be doing that. You don't want to gain too much weight. Like, there's these thoughts that go through my head where it's like, you're probably not going to look like that other girl when you gain weight. You're probably going to just put on a bunch of fat. And I have to be like, no. Like, I said I want to gain weight. Like, I want to gain muscle. And that comes with consistency. And that comes with eating more consistently. And so I just have to tell myself that even if I'm second guessing myself, just do it. Because after I eat it, it's already in my body. I feel full. I feel good. The next day I'm going to feel more energized. It's going to fuel my muscles even more. that's how I keep my mentality in check when I have to eat more, and that doesn't mean I don't question myself. It just means that I know I have these goals now, so I keep pushing forward. Bad body image definitely happens a lot more. Bloating happens a lot more. It's hard not to when you're eating more foods that you normally would have a normal portion of, and you're adding in more. I eat a lot of vegetables too, which contribute to bloating, so I'm trying to eat less raw vegetables, more cooked vegetables. Whey protein is another thing that I know contributes to my bloating, but I am super, super busy during the day, and it's a really easy protein source. So is yogurt. Can definitely makes my body not react as well, but I know that these are kind of my trigger foods when it comes to bloating, so I try to minimize them. Basically, when keeping my mentality in check about what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, I try to focus on eating whole foods, because I find it makes me feel a lot better when I'm adding in more of them. I don't feel as lethargic as when I'd eat 2 protein bars or something. I just have an extra apple and peanut butter. It's hard to talk about this, because I definitely still struggle sometimes with not eating as much as I should during the day. And this is something I've struggled with for a long time, because it's kind of a mentality that I've struggled with, where I felt okay, I shouldn't eat as much now because then I can't eat as much later. And that's something I'm really trying to change dramatically, because I know that's impacting my relationship with food and my body, because it's not a healthy mindset to have. So I prepare overnight oats. I prepare bigger breakfasts trail mix. I'll put in there nut butters, protein, fruit. I eat a lot of fruit throughout the day, but I just try to have things available to me that are easily prepared and easily accessible that I can grab throughout the day, so I can kind of change my mentality over I don't need to be saving food. I don't need to be obsessing about what I'm eating when I'm eating. I just need to eat when my body's telling me to, because it's ultimately going to help me perform my best. All right, how to overcome the eating disorder thoughts when I'm doing this. So the thing about the eating disorder thoughts that tell you to question yourself, tell you to overanalyze, tell you you're not doing something right, those happen a lot for me. And they've actually lessened quite a bit in the past 2 months since I stopped tracking, because I'm actively telling myself, don't think about the numbers, don't think about the portion sizes, just eat till you're full, eat wholesome foods. And that really helps me keep those thoughts in check. And I do keep myself accountable with that. I tell myself, okay, this is food, it's not a number. Don't let your head go to that place. Don't try to calculate it, because if I try to calculate it, then it makes me crazy. So I just can't do it. I have to tell my head no, stop. So that's part of it. And then another thing that I do is I talk about it. So I have a couple really good friends from Instagram that really understand this place that I'm at mentally. So I'll text them and be like, hey, I'm having these thoughts. I'm going out to dinner tonight. I'm really struggling with this. I feel crazy. Help me. And they'll just be like, okay, so take a couple deep breaths. Remind yourself that this is what you want. You want that food freedom. You want recovery. Weight gain doesn't define who you are as a person. Your body does not define who you are as a person. But the enjoyment that I have been able to see life has since trying to let go of the numbers, that has defined me way more about my enjoyment in life and my relationships with other people and going out and enjoying all the amazing things in life, experiencing a dinner out where you can have great conversation and not be focusing as much on the food. Dinner out where you don't overanalyze the menu before you go out. Dinner where you don't even look up the menu before you go out. You just go there and you choose something because you want to do it. And yes, I definitely still struggle a lot with having the mental ability to say, do I really want this? Do I really want to eat this? Or is my head telling me I really want to eat this? But I've realized now that with going out to eat all the time, since I do go out to eat like probably 3 times a week or so, and I eat out at families and stuff like that. And so I just have to like think to myself, do I want to eat this, or does my eating disorder want me to eat this? And I have to be aware enough in that moment to make those choices, because I know my body feels a lot better when I'm eating more wholesome, nutrient-dense choices, but I also know that my mindset is better when I can add in other things I wouldn't normally do, or I wouldn't normally have, like a piece of bread here or there, and like stuff that I may not have at home as much as I would if I went out. And if I can keep adding in that variety, I know it helps me balance out everything in my mind. All right, next thing I want to talk about is how making healthy habits is the best way, in my opinion, to go about bulking, transitioning from an eating disorder, or from tracking macros, trying to get your mindset right from an eating disorder, everything like that. So, making healthy habits, it starts with consistency. So you have to choose what your goals are. Do you want to start being more mindful in the moment? Do you want to start having more wholesome food, so maybe you don't question as much? Sorry, there's these guys out on my balcony right now, and they're painting. This is really screwing with my head. Okay, making healthy habits. We go to the gym because we want to push our bodies. We want to see results. We want to feel empowerment. We want to feel strong, right? That's a habit. We do that 5 days a week. We do it 5 days a week, okay? Yeah, there we go. And then we eat what we eat because maybe we buy it in bulk and it's in our kitchen, and we meal prep because we make that a habit and it's something that we do every day and it's part of our lifestyle. So it's the same thing with things like gaining weight, or going out to eat more, or not having anxiety over going out to eat, or trying new foods. You just have to make it a habit, and you have to do it every couple of days. You have to intertwine these things into your lifestyle. You have to keep your mindset in check by constantly holding yourself accountable. No one else is going to do it for you, and it's up to you to make those choices for yourself. So how am I eating more? Basically, what I'm trying to do is just be more aware to add in more higher calorie foods, not diet foods. Eat more whole foods, because I know when I eat things that are like considered diet foods, it does screw with my head, and it screws with my body too. Like things that have a lot of artificial sweeteners in them, they definitely make me like crave sugar more. And I'm not saying like avoid any of this, because hey, I eat protein bars, I eat artificial sweeteners, I eat Halo Top, but I do it now in moderation, so I'm not like gouging myself on them because I'm not craving them as much. And so I'm filling my diet with the majority of whole foods, but I'm adding in more like oils, I'm adding more nuts, I'm adding more higher calorie dense healthy fats, which is another thing. I'm trying to get my hormones more regulated. I'm trying to get my cycle back, which is something that's really important to me. And that's another reason why I'm doing this, like trying to gain weight intuitively type of thing. And yeah, so that comes with time, that comes with consistency with those healthy habits. And that's just me being more aware and keeping myself accountable with that, with eating more healthy fats, with adding in those things. Basically, to sum all of this up, because I know I've been talking forever, is I keep myself accountable by keeping my head accountable. I tell myself, you don't need to be thinking about the numbers. I tell myself, you are worth so much more than what the scale says. So I don't even weigh myself. I tell myself that if I want to eat more, it's okay. If I feel guilt, it's okay. If I don't eat as much one day, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not weighing anything. I'm not tracking anything. And so all I want to hold myself accountable to is doing my best to fuel my body in the best way that I can. And that's what I hope you can do. I hope you can work to repair your relationship with food in your body. And I hope that you can hold yourself accountable, because no one else is going to be able to do it for you. In recovery and in working on your mindset with food in your body, you're the only person that can ultimately make those choices every single day, because you have to make it every day. If you restrict one day, it's just going to be an endless cycle. Like, it's going to keep going back and forth, and you don't want that. You want that freedom. So fight for it. Just got back from dinner a little while ago. Dinner was amazing. I got a chili Thai sauce salmon thing with brown rice, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, and tomatoes. I will insert a picture. It was nice to go out. I'm absolutely exhausted though, and tomorrow is Friday, and it's a day that starts at 5 a.m. for me. I train clients in the morning from 5 to 10, and I go to class from 10:30 to 2:15 on Friday, and then I train, I think, just a couple more clients. I think I'm out early tomorrow, so I'm out at like 6, but I have a break from 2:30 to 4 where I get to train myself, and I will show you if I eat anything else, but if not, thank you for watching the video.